Hello, everyone. Welcome back to, I was about to say Brad and Joe coding badly. We're just coding badly now. Brad, my former co-host, has departed the show due to creative differences. Throughout the last season, he just wouldn't stop asking to build Battlesnake on the blockchain. So this season, we're going to bring on a new co-host. We're going to be joined by a new face here on the show. I'll introduce them very shortly. But first, if you are new here to the show, welcome to Battlesnake Coding Badly. This is the show where we lower the bar on participation in Battlesnake by showing just how bad, by showing just how little coding knowledge is actually needed to compete. So thank you for joining us today. If you're new to Battlesnake, do not worry. This is the perfect place to be. We will be walking our new host through their first steps in Battlesnake very, very soon. So this is going to be a really great intro stream to kick things off. I want to tell all our experienced viewers a little bit about the show schedule this time around. So you're probably used to Battlesnake come back on air around the time that a league is starting and a new league is starting. We're going to have Summer League starting very soon, but we're changing up the way that we do live streams a little bit here at Battlesnake. We will now be streaming so aside from the league streams, aside from Snake Pit Live, we will now be streaming during the week 4 times a month, and it will be a different show each week. There'll be 4 shows a month rotating weekly. So the first week of each month is going to be Coding Badly, and then there'll be 3 other shows throughout the month. I won't spoil which shows those are yet. You have to keep an eye on the social media to see what the next show is coming up. But next week there'll be a new show. The week after that there'll be a new show, and then a new show after that. And then we'll come right back round and start that cycle over again. And we'll just be doing that indefinitely now. No ending at the end of Summer League. We will be streaming here consistently at this time every Thursday. During Summer League, there will be extra shows. Snake Pit Live will be coming back on Saturdays. I don't know the time of that off the top of my head, but the regular tournament shows will be starting up soon as well. I want to drop a thank you to Nestagrad for being in the chat and dropping a sub. Thank you so much for being here. And I can see we've got Extagon as well. And of course, Hugh. Thank you so much for dropping by. This Frozen Overload person, though, they sound very suspect. Well, let me introduce my co-host. Hi, Kevin. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, I am suspect. Hello, my name is Kevin. I've known Joe for longer than I care to remember. And yeah, I'm really excited to be here. I found out about Battlesnake a few months ago while talking to Joe about it. And it sounds really fun. And I really wanted to get involved, and now I get to do it here on the Battlesnake channel. Which
I actually think you stumbled into a stream once when we were playing Battlesnake.
Oh no, that's it.
What is this? Yeah.
What is this? Yeah, no, that's exactly it. You tweeted it was happening, and I joined and was like, "This sounds great." Yeah, let me do it badly, and now I'm here.
Yeah, so. The last couple of seasons of Coding Badly, for those of you who didn't tune in, season 1 was me and Brad kind of saying, hey, we're going to build a snake and we're both terrible. Season 2 was me and Brad saying, we're going to do a bunch of weird hacks. This season, I guess we're going either side, right? Like you're going to earnestly try and build a snake, but we are going to start by using a platform that we haven't seen, I think, so far.
Which surprises me, but yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing some serverless stuff on a particular platform, but we are going to start, since we last streamed, there has been some new stuff added to Battlesnake. There's a new first-time user experience. There's now a little checklist. So Kevin's got that, so we're going to go through that. But before we dig in, would you like to tell folks about what you've got going on, your affiliations, your day job, anything you'd like to plug? Here's your opportunity.
Yeah. Can we jump into sharing my screen? Look at this. Yeah. I was prepped for this. This is my day job. I work at a company called Orbit. If you build communities of any type, whether it's based around events, a product, a shared interest, we are mission control for community builders. There's lots of information at Orbit.love, but this is my day job now as of a month ago. Tomorrow, but I've been using it for ages. It's really cool. So yeah, if you're interested in kind of powering up your community and building kind of a stronger, healthier community, then this is this is something to check out. we might find ways of both building Battlesnakes in ways they shouldn't be built and using Orbit in ways that shouldn't be built at some point, but not today.
Yeah, we've got some ideas.
Yeah, the other thing I do is this is my hobby, one of my hobby projects. You Got This. It's an event series all about core skills. It was born out of there always being this one really good soft skills talk at a conference in the last slot clashing with something really good, and that was it. So these are tech events where there are no technical talks. We just talk about core skills, and all the talks are available for free. And yeah, having a job means this can just this can run, and it doesn't need to make any money, and we can just provide tips for people for free, which is great.
The context for that was before Kevin joined Orbit. He was doing You Got This as part of his job.
Yeah, and just generally, like, I've run a lot of tech events.
Yeah.
And then there's always this kind of side stress of like, the more time I spend on this, like it needs to pay for this time somehow because I'm not earning it.
For sure.
But yeah, no, it's great. So we run loads of events. More info soon. Yeah, so that's what I do.
Wonderful. And I'm a big Orbit fan, use them on a bunch of stuff, and I've been to many of You Got This. They're both wonderful things, and you should definitely check them out. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I will say, chat, usually when we do these shows, as you all know, I am in Amsterdam and Brad is on the west coast of Canada. So usually our energy kind of balances out on the time zones. Both Kevin and I are in Europe, so this is late for us. So we will need your energy in chat. Yeah, we are going to need your energy in chat this season to get us through this time slot so we can provide for the folks in the Pacific time. But let's dive into things. So I'm going to put your screen back up. Kevin, tell me, what do you know about building a Battlesnake so far?
All right. So here's what I understand from asking a ton of questions once, and that really, being really annoying in that stream last season, and then watching a couple of videos on YouTube on the Battlesnake channel where there's some like getting started guides. So Battlesnake, you write logic for the game Snake where there are several endpoints you need to build, but the main one is this move endpoint. That endpoint gets sent the status of the board. All the snakes are on it. There can be 0 or more snakes on any given board. The state of the board, where the food is, your health, and you just have to respond with one of 4 directions, and the snake executes it. And you build an application which kind of does that autonomously. So you build the logic, and then it just runs. There's a league, for people who can actually build decent snakes, I guess, or not. I suppose some terrible snakes could.
I'm pretty sure badly coded snake is in the leaderboard at the moment.
Love that.
Yeah.
And that's it, right? So you build and host an application that's accessible via a set of URLs, and that's my understanding.
That is pretty much correct. I'm going to quickly throw up the docs in case we've got anyone who's joining us for the first time, and I'll just quickly show folks those endpoints. So I want this one. So yeah, as Kevin said, the way to think, so a snake basically is a web server, and it's going to have where is the reference? Snake is a web server, and your snake is going to be put in a game by the Battlesnake service, and when it's put in the game, the Battlesnake service will send a request to your whatever URL you give it, and that's the snake. That's the game asking for info. It's saying like, it doesn't happen when you put in a game. It's happening when you registered your snake. When you register your snake, Battlesnake will say like, hey, who is this snake? And then you just tell it. You return a little JSON object that gives it the snake, the color, the head, the tail, the name. When you put in a game, it sends the start endpoint. No one ever uses this endpoint. The one that matters is the move endpoint. Whereas Kevin said, it sends all of the game states, so you get the game, which just includes info about the game if you wanted to track it. But the important one is the board and you, really. So board includes an array of all the food cells in the game, an array of all the snakes in the game, and the snakes include an array of all the body parts in the game, etc. And the important thing, if I bring up a game quickly, Kevin, what are the ways in which a snake can be eliminated? How do you lose?
So I assume the normal rules of Snake. So you hit your tail, or you hit your body or another snake's body. I think if you hit the edge of the board.
Correct.
And if
you can't grab the snake
ahead,
going through walls.
And I believe every move you lose health, and health is the maximum health is the length of your body, and every time you eat, it replenishes +1, and every turn.
Yeah, so your health is always 100. So max health is 100, and you lose 1 health every turn. So a snake can last 100 turns without starving. However, you are right where whenever you eat food, you get longer. And that's important because the other way you can die is so you said hitting any snake body is kills your snake, but hitting the head of a snake that's the same size as you or bigger. So you can defeat a snake in a head-to-head if you are the bigger snake.
Great. Yeah. Reminds me of that fish game, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So let me pull up a game.
Could you zoom in a few steps?
I can zoom in. There we go. So this is a game. I've just gone and pulled up a game involving Prusa. Prusa is currently the #1 snake on the global arena. And there are 4 snakes in here. This is going to give me a game playing at full speed, so I'm not going to try and explain what's happening during the game. But I just wanted to point out a couple of things. So as you can see, each snake has colors. This bar represents the health. So this ticks down 1 every turn. It refills when they eat food. This number is the length of the snake. So every snake starts at 3. And right now when they start, they're all coiled up. So you can only see 1 body part, but they'll unfurl. So that will increase. And then the other thing to look out is milliseconds. Right now, there's no number next to it. But the other way you can be, the other way that snakes do end up dying, you have 500 milliseconds to respond. Yeah, right. So if you time out, it just keeps going in the last direction you set. If you come back faster, then that's great. But everyone has 500 milliseconds to respond. So if I hit play on this game, here we go. They're all whizzing about. Again, this is far too fast for me to be able to reasonably speak what's happening. But you see this snake just lost in a head-to-head to Tonda because Tonda was the longer snake. And then Prusi has just taken out another snake by being the longer snake. We had a head-to-head collision. Actually, wait. Yeah, there we go. Oh, no, that wasn't the snake eliminated itself. What was the head-to-head? There. So yeah, Prusi came in, had the length by 4, and gobbled up that snake.
Cool.
And that snake got itself in the corner. So let's go back to your screen, because on your screen you have a little. This is your profile after you've created an account, and there's a new thing here that some folks may not have seen before, which is the Battlesnake training program, which is very exciting. This is brand spanking new. If you create a Battlesnake account now, you get this. There is a way to opt into this as an older account. I can't remember what that is. Hopefully someone in chat who knows something about anything will be able to tell you what that is. But this gives us a little path of things to do. So I think we should follow this today. Does that sound good?
Yeah, we'll get as much as we can done.
Oh yeah, we're not going to complete it.
Yeah, I was looking at it and I was like, wait, is this what we expect to do? Yeah, we'll start on this. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, cool. However, we are immediately going to go off track because that says register a default starter Battlesnake. Do you want to do that, or do you want to go straight into the environment that you wanted to do this in?
What does registering default starter Battlesnake? Does that mean like taking one of the sample snakes?
Yeah. So what it wants you to do there is set up one of the sample snakes and then connect it to a snake on the platform. But we can actually just jump straight into. I mean, you've got a Netlify tab open there, so I don't know.
Yeah. I kind of had things prepped. Why don't we do that? Or if you really want to go through the training program, we can do that. It doesn't have to be a starter snake, but we'll get a snake set up and registered. So we can get a snake set up. So we're going to be doing Netlify functions. I have never seen this before, so I'm excited. So just a TLDR on serverless as a general concept. I imagine most snakes live on a constantly up. So I was just seeing chat, a constantly running web server, which is great. But there are some caveats to that. You have to provision the right amount of resources. It always needs to be on, which sometimes can come at a cost, and you kind of need to maintain those as well.
And that's especially true for Battlesnake. Like if you're entering the global arena, the game is going to put you into games all the time. We often have a problem where when we do tournaments, folks who have got their Battlesnake on like a free product need to wake up their snake before the tournament, or they get timeouts. So the idea behind serverless is you can
think of them essentially as small pieces of functionality in a function hosted online, accessible via a URL, and that URL can be pinged any number of times. There's a small wake-up time. I don't think it will be an issue for Battlesnake. And then it'll execute it. They're stateless. They're not aware of any other runs that are happening. They can happen concurrently. They reach the end, and then that's it.
Perfect.
There are a few different ways to run them. Most cloud providers have some version of it. AWS Lambda, Azure has them, GCP has them. I think they're called Cloud Functions. But they're always a bit of a pain to set up, I find. Right. And what Netlify Functions does is abstracts away a lot of it and makes them a little easier to work with. And Netlify also hosts like static websites. So we'll be using that. Yeah. It's my preferred way of doing serverless.
So this was where it was new for me, because I only know Netlify as, like from my limited bad coder viewpoint, as the GitHub Pages alternative. So I was like, oh, they've got the
way
AWS
more.
Now? Yeah.
I mean, basically AWS Lambdas, an abstraction of that. They also have like an identity service, and they have a forms like handling service as well. Like really useful if you're building, Jamstack websites. So we'll just kick off by creating a new GitHub repository.
Perfect. This gives me the perfect opportunity to say thank you to our partners, RBC, AWS, and GitHub. Here you can see one of these partners in action. Look at them. What a wonderful, wonderful form that GitHub are providing. You'll notice I omitted Replit from that. Replit are wonderful as always. We are going to be working with Replit throughout some of these upcoming promotions. However, this background image is out of date and they're not currently a partner. But thank you to RBC, AWS, and GitHub.
I feel I was trying to do like the QVC. I think QVC is a very British thing, like the the telesales channels. Right, so I've created an empty repo, and now we're going to go set up a new Netlify project. So we'll just go.
BWO in the chat saying I love Netlify. No bias there at all, Brian. None.
So we'll just go set that up. I might just do this off. Oh no! All right, here we are.
Feel free not to
coding
accidentally expose credentials.
That wouldn't be this. I just have no idea what's in here anymore. Coding badly. There we are. Cool. And right now, I'm just going to leave all these settings.
Straight away, I do already have one question, which is my limited understanding of serverless is like, I should say like single function, single serverless thing. We're going to need at least 2 endpoints. We can only give one URL to the Battlesnake setup. Are we going to have to set up a proxy or something? Like, how's that going to work?
It depends what those URLs are. So they all follow the same structure. So it will be your Netlify. I actually think I need to come here and finish this once we have something pushed to our GitHub repository. Okay. So they're all at the same URL, which is your Netlify URL /.netlify/function/ and then the name. So they are predictable. Great. But if we need them to exist at certain paths, Netlify has redirects built in, and I have a snippet already in my code editor for.
Yeah, so we'll need something to be root, and then we'll need /move off of that.
Yeah. So let's jump over here. I've forgotten how I set up Netlify projects. We'll just do this. What's the worst that could happen?
What is this minimalist Swedish VS Code going on here?
I mean, I've got, it's all keyboard shortcutted. Do you want to set up a Netlify site without a Git repository? Oh, I remember the happy path now.
Okay.
I remember the happy path.
Okay, so you need to add your remote, and then this will be automagic. This is using the Netlify CLI?
It will be in just a moment, yeah.
Cool, wonderful. Thank you for joining us, chat. Looking at the numbers now, we've got a whole heap of people here. I'm seeing Holla Soy Milk. I recognise that username. Thanks for dropping by.
What else do we need here? We'll need
Daniel 55. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been a millennium since I've seen that username. Trying really hard not to out people in Twitter and Twitch. I don't know. So I've never done this in Netlify before. So you are fully driving on.
I don't even remember all these options. The thing is, anything we do here, we can change later. So I'm actually.
Exactly.
I think
I pretty much attach go through any JavaScript command line generator in this way where I'm just like, yes.
Yeah,
yes,
I can't remember. I think that, and then it will probably, that didn't work. But
oh, did it actually not?
Yeah, no, I think I need to hit deploy, which actually creates this new project linked to that Git repository. Okay. Right. And now I think it will be a little happier. There we are. Because I normally go in and build. Yeah, there we are. All done.
Perfect.
All
agitated Hoover. That is.
Agitated Hoover. Right. I think
we should call the snake that.
Let's do it. So, right, what do we want to do? The first thing we want to do is create a netlify.toml file. This is the config file for Netlify. Let me.
Oh my God, Mr. Snuffleupagus as well. All of the London tech scene is joining us today.
I love this. And I actually have already here just a couple of like common, every project I do ends up with these snippets in here. So what do we care about here? We don't care about base. We don't care about publish. We don't care about command. We actually just care about
those are things that normally would be used for, building a Netlify Jamstack site.
Or optionally, base allows you to, that's really useful in a mono repo where in this project, I only want to deploy a part of the site. So I want you to treat the base as a subdirectory, but not that relevant. If you're building a static site and it builds the site to a particular directory, like a dist or a build folder, you would state that in publish, not relevant. Command is the build command, so that would be like an npm run build or something like that. Don't need that. And finally, a functions folder. So we'll create one here called functions. So we'll drop all of our functions in there. Now, as I mentioned, all of the Netlify functions go to like this quite long URL, and I don't have patience for that. So we'll rewrite everything at /API/* to this. So that's all of that done. And let's just build our first hello world function, just so we can check that that's all running.
Things are working how we want.
Yeah, there we are. Look, I write them off.
Nice. Okay.
So what this should do is just respond with OK. And so this should be available at /API/hello. It's based on the file name. So if we run netlify dev down here, don't worry about that. I think you can stop it opening the browser with like a flag, but everything is now running on localhost 8888. So let's check what's happening with my mouse. There we are. So let's test that out. So hello, and we should just get a message OK back. Boom.
Perfect.
That's our first Netlify function. So we could deploy this. In fact, let's deploy it, and then we kind of see how that works.
Checked out and see how that. Yeah.
And then you see how that works, and then we can go and build these special endpoints, I guess. So, well, I don't know why I just killed the server to do this, but I did. .gitignore functions, Netlify toml. Yeah, cool. So.
As ever, chat, let us know if you need any sound adjusting, anything zoomed in. Everything looks and sounds okay to me, but let us know if anything is a bit wonky.
I think the music's quite quiet. Not yeah. Okay, you don't want to get it wrong.
Yeah, I can crank up the lo-fi a little bit.
Criticize the DJ,
No, we don't want our royalty-free music to be too quiet.
Right, so there we are. So that just went ahead. It published. It picked up that I pushed a new commit. Deploy log, functions building from the functions directory, hello.js. And what that means is our function's now available at this URL, agitated hoover 55015b.netlify.app/.netlify functions hello. But remember that we're redirecting from /API/ wildcard. So what we can do is copy this, and instead of Netlify functions hello, we can just go /API. And we should get the same response. Yes, we do.
Perfect.
There we go. That's deployed now. So now we can build as many of these as we want. We can test them locally, and when we push a deploy, we'll get our new functions available.
Cool. So
yeah,
the most simple endpoint, but that's probably going to be the weirdest one with this setup for the URL structure, is just root. And
that's fine.
Cool. Okay.
We can actually do that with another redirect, I think.
Oh, nice. You can specify as many of those as you want.
Yeah. So I think if we just go / and we'll send that to.
Call it info, I guess, because that's the function of this is info. So when you first add your snake to the end to the Battlesnake UI, I guess, it will hit this endpoint and it expects to get the name of the snake, any cosmetic customizations, and the creator and that kind of thing. So the intention is info. What are the
so if we have /info,
what are the fields?
No. So if we have /info, do we also have /? Are they all the same? They're all /info.
So the request will be sent to just root. So it'll be sent to /.
Oh, right.
You could call it info because that's the intent. Yeah.
Oh,
so we can name the function file.
Got you. Yeah. Cool. So from the root to info. So let's go ahead and do that.
Cool. So you're probably going to want to crack open the Battlesnake docs and grab what the blob is meant to be.
Can I do that over here from the quick start guide? I can probably go ahead and
to the API reference from here, probably. Down. Yeah, there you go.
I got it.
And then, click there, and there will be right there. So scroll down a little bit.
Oh, cool.
There you go. Yeah. So just essentially
that. This is what we want to return.
Yes, exactly. So basically everything I've said. So that bottom version field, that's for you. You can put whatever you want in there. The top one, the API version, always has to be 1. That's the current Battlesnake API version.
Got you. That's cool. So I can that's my username on the Battlesnake platform.
Correct.
I can give it any color, right?
Yeah. Oh, what was that?
Oh, that's SIP. It's like a little Mac app, and it's like a color picker. But you can also store palettes, and this is still from my previous employer. This is one of the brand colors. It's just whatever.
Nice.
It gave me a color, didn't it? Head
and tail. Go back to the docs. So there'll be a customization reference somewhere on here.
Right here, personalization reference.
Yes. And then if you scroll down, you will see all of the heads and tails rather.
Okay.
Sorry, your screen share is really lagging for me. That's because my internet is terrible.
That's all good. Don't worry. Oh, here we are for a complete list of customizations. Here we are. Oh, whoops! Email verification required. We'll do that.
Cool.
We'll do that. Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, and these are just the default ones. You also will unlock heads and tails throughout your journey. As you can see, there's like that. Those are the heads and tails from Battlesnake Winter Classic. There's Stay on the Code.
Can anyone use those?
I think they are now unlocked for everyone, possibly.
Yeah, that's kind of what it looks
like.
These ones are the locked ones. Yeah,
and then there's
very
exclusive
nice
ones. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. So what are you feeling today? I think the Tiger King one is always very good.
Yeah, I like that one. If you can see them, you can use them.
Yes, exactly.
Excellent. I keep being drawn to small rattle because it just looks ridiculous.
It does.
So I assume that's that's a tail. So I could just throw that in there.
That's a tail.
Right?
Yeah.
And a head. Well, I need an equally silly head. Rudolph.
Yeah.
Will do. Yeah.
Your Battlesnake customization is very important, Rudolph. Okay.
I like caffeine, actually.
Caffeine's, nice. Good choice.
Boom. Sorry. Yeah, no, head, that is correct. No, I didn't actually copy. Alrighty. And version. And that's what I call it, right?
Yes, yeah.
That's for my own.
And actually, you can put pretty much anything in there. We had an infamous player, Tofu, who is now retired. Tofu used to put their true rank calculated score in there just to show everyone how dominant they were on the leaderboard. So you can put anything in there and it will show up on your profile. But yeah, for now you can put version.
Yeah, we'll leave that. Cool. That's cool.
Okay, awesome.
All right.
Wicked. So let's test that works, and then if that works, we can actually get your snake added to your profile.
Oh, that's nice. Look at that. Did you mean dev? I did. That's quite nice.
Good. CLIs in practice.
I think you can do quiet. I think that's the flag. No, I mean, great. Look, the root does return this, so that's fantastic. It works, but I'm bothered by the fact it keeps. Oh, there we are. Thank you, Mr. Snuffleupagus.
Launch equals false.
I assume you're talking about here.
Yes, that does.
Auto. Nice. Oh, my typing's getting a bit delayed or not happening. Skeptical.
That's concerning.
Yeah. Right. So now it shouldn't open the browser. Excellent. Thank you very much for that. And if we just try this, the root, there we are.
Perfect.
So let's go ahead and deploy this, I guess. So we'll go info endpoint.
It's nice to be doing this in real editor.
Do most people use Replit or something in the browser?
Brad and I used Replit because we started the last season with the intention of like collaborating, and Replit was great. It was super fun, but your Visual Studio Code is so aesthetically pleasing.
Thank you. I like it. I like it. No, I think that's the right level of zoom.
Yeah, this is good for me.
Yeah. I might just do this actually. Oh no, I won't. He changes his mind. No, I can just You made
a wacky Venn diagram.
There we are. That's small, but we can work with it. I wouldn't rate.
It's not the important thing.
Exactly.
So yeah, if we go back to the Battlesnake website now.
Hang on, let's just check that did go.
Cool.
It did. Perfect. And that's my URL.
So just to recap, we've created an endpoint that's just going to be on root. So then when Kevin adds his snake to the Battlesnake website, the Battlesnake server will be able to detect that snake and get its name customizations. So
do I need to... I always look at these and go, do I need to do this now?
Let's see
I'll keep
how
going.
far we get before it breaks.
Exactly. Name.
Agitated Hoover.
Oh, yeah.
URL. Perfect. No one DDoS this snake, please. Or do. It's serverless. Like it will take it. So tags is fun. So tags, you can put languages, where they're hosted, and also like behaviors. So like aggressive, whatever. Obviously, Netlify probably doesn't exist. I think you're the first to do Netlify. If Chris is watching, has Netlify tag, please.
Yeah, or Lambda serverless.
It might be. Is there no serverless at all?
There isn't, no.
Okay.
Let's see if there's anything in here.
Yeah, I mean, there is JavaScript. This is
I saw that. That's cool.
Official is working on it.
That's cool. Yeah, we'll go Node. We'll go JavaScript.
That's cool. They've also said you'll be fine regarding your email. So.
Yeah, I saw. Thank you very much for that. What do I do for the rest? Open source project.
We can link the GitHub repo if you want. Yeah. And then for now, you probably want to leave that last one untipped.
Yeah.
And let people fight the snake later.
Cool. Hit save.
Hit save.
Brilliant.
And now, hopefully, hey, there we go. It's working. It's got your customer. It's got your appearance.
This snake has high latency.
That's probably just the serverless warming up. So that's going to be an interesting challenge. Maybe we will have to. Maybe with the snake, we will want to add the start endpoint to warm the snake up before it starts receiving moves. But for now, we can.
I don't know how. I don't know what cold starts actually look like in AWS Lambda and by extension Netlify functions. Once they're called once, are they kind of warmed up for subsequent runs?
Yeah.
I'm kind of getting the impression that is how it works, but it'll be fine for today.
Yeah. It'll be something we can get to later. When this snake is top tier competitive and this starts to matter.
Yeah. And I take the rest of you down and win the league.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, you joke. The snake that Brad and I made now 2 seasons ago nearly almost won a tournament we did the other day, which would have been very embarrassing. Hugh said, I think it works like that, but after a while they go to sleep. Miss Snuffleupagus said that you could just have something ping it every minute. The generation of people who grew up on free Heroku.
Oh, there you go. Lambda goes cold at roughly 7 minutes. Honestly, for today, this just isn't an issue. But isn't this the literal reason for the start endpoint? Is if you need to if you need to set anything up, warm it up, provision any resources, it gives you just a moment to do that.
Yeah, you get an extra 500 milliseconds to warm up, basically.
There you
and
go.
even if it takes a full second to warm up, that means you only miss one turn rather than 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So let's up the move endpoint then, shall we?
Yeah, hang on. If I refresh, do I get a...
You should now have that tick. Yeah!
Boom.
First thing on the Battlesnake training program. Well done. And you've got a snake in your profile now.
Yeah. The agitated Hoover themselves.
Beautiful.
Right, go to the play game page and create a game with just your Battlesnake. It's a quick test.
So we can tick that one off.
So you add your Battlesnake.
Yeah. And on this, for folks who are new, along the top, you'll see there's these little buttons that say standard game, royale game, squad game, constructor game. There are many game modes. A standard game is 11 by 11. The number of snakes is usually 4, but in this game mode, you construct it, so whatever. So you can add Agitated Hoover, so you've already done it. And then he could add 1 million of those if you wanted. You could also search for other public Battlesnakes. You can just click start. Royales is what you would expect. It's like a battle royale, so the walls shrink. You get the hazard source coming in, as we call it. And then, your snake will just keep going forward because you haven't got a move endpoint.
Oh, well, all right. Well, you tried. Good job, Agitated.
There we go. So we've got our first failure state. Brad pioneered a snake development method when we did. When we started 2 seasons ago, which is whenever your snake dies, try and solve how it died. So in this case,
also 97 milliseconds.
That's fine. But also, what is that respond? What it shouldn't be responding to move. Why? What? Can you go to the browser and get the URL with move?
Well, yeah. That surely it will just be a 404.
Okay.
But that's the amount of time it takes to come back.
Right. Oh, hey, Brad.
With a 404. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so that's more than quick enough. That gives you loads of... So, again, for folks who are new, the milliseconds when you first start, it's like, make sure that the Raspberry Pi under your desk that you're running your Battlesnake on is fast enough to get back to AWS West or whatever. At the top end of the competition, you kind of, with latency, you kind of get a weird U-shape, Kevin. So at the start, people's snakes take a long time to respond because they're doing it on localhost. Then they move to a cloud and it gets really low. And then as their snakes get more advanced, they start to say, I've got 500 milliseconds with which to do computation. I will use all of the time I have available and only respond when I need to. And so you get kind of like them starting to take a long time again. So you've got 400 milliseconds to play with, which is great.
Yeah. Also, 210 is Brad, right?
210 is Brad, yeah.
Yeah, so Agitated Hoover, that was the randomly generated Netlify URL for this project. So we rolled with it.
Yeah, we absolutely did. And Penelope's joined us as well.
Hello.
Penelope, we're working out logistics, but Penelope may be joining us in the future, which is good. I don't think we've had a Ruby Snake on the stream before. Oh, look at Brad subscribing to his own channel. Big moves. Okay, so move endpoint next. So we've got info endpoint. What if we if you want to do Rust, that'd be great, Penelope. Sorry, go ahead, Kim.
So it will just go to the URL /move, right?
/move, yeah. And it's
in that case, we'll probably want to change this redirect to just be this.
What are you changing it to?
So it was /API /wildcard, and I'm just changing it to /wildcard. And now we can just throw functions in here with the names of the endpoints that are required.
Perfect.
So what is the next step? Avoid walls. Programming your Battlesnake.
So that's probably a bit ambitious to begin with. For now, it should return a move and get your snake moving in a direction.
All right. So let's create a new one here, just called move, and you can split this up further into multiple files and then require them all in here.
Yeah.
But let's get that Netlify function kind of set up, and let's take a look at the docs, I guess, for what I need to return for /move.
So it will be expecting literally just a string left, right, up, or down. So that's what it's giving you. It's giving you, and then response properties is down there. So you'll see you've got a move and a shout. Shout is optional. Shout is, I think they're like really randomly and sporadically used. It's like a taunt is the intent of it. Every other thing can get your taunt. But now they're also like, you saw earlier, there was a squads game mode. So some people use shouts to like send info between their snakes.
I love that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But for now, we just need the move. So
yeah,
let's just return a move, I guess.
So what is it? Sorry, move and then a direction. Cool.
So if we return left, we should just spin.
All right.
Right, whichever one you prefer.
Yeah. I mean, for the sake of quick testing, now that we know that this works, can I update the URL for this snake, or is that now forever linked?
No, you can update it.
Let's do that, and I'll just I'll set up like an ngrok.
And then you can just reset the endpoint. Sorry, not reset it. Reset. You can just click rematch on the game you created, and it will.
Oh, perfect. So ngrok http 8888.
So if you change the URL, you might need to make a new game. I'm not entirely sure.
Well, we'll find out.
Courier says there's a Rust starter snake. There is. If you are watching, if you are listening to us talking about, we can do that language or this language or whatever language. In the docs, I'll link it in the chat. In the docs, you can find this page with all of the starter snakes, and they get you set up with your routing. They give you the endpoints, and most of them are set up with like the snake making its first random moves. There's TypeScript in there. There's Node.js in there. They go beyond the languages, and there's like starter snakes for particular server environments. There's also a couple set up for particular machine learning products. So there's an Amazon SageMaker snake in there. All kinds of good stuff. There's Replit templates, anything you could possibly want.
So are we going for create rematch down here?
Yes, I'm not sure if that will work. You've changed your URL, but let's give it a go. Okay, looks fine. So click play.
Is that yeah, you need to hit play. No. Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
So we can go ahead. So what do I do here? I go. Did you
change the URL already?
I changed the URL already.
Cool. So yeah, just click play game. Big pink button. Yep. Oh, Grumbling Moblin said it should work. So this might be a problem with us. Hang on, did you add that endpoint to go left? You just changed?
Yeah, we've got move now. So if we go HTTP coding-badly.ngrok.io, we should get the info back. Yeah. Cool. And if we go /move. Oh, do you actually want to know what this is? I know what this is, and there almost certainly is a fix for this. Whenever you add a new function, you just need to spin up the yeah, and I'm very confident that there is an easy solution for that. But yeah,
where's Mr. Snuffleupagus? I bet Mr. Snuffleupagus knows the solution. Is that working?
No. But
hey, our first problem. It was going so well.
Yeah, look, I mean, it does say move left. That's what we want, right?
That is valid, yeah, that's correct.
If it's a post request, it's a post request if that matters. It doesn't. By default, Netlify functions will accept all methods and respond accordingly, and you handle that logic inside of the function. So that shouldn't matter. If we want to just double check that that's the case. Yeah, got the same. Got a post request and got that again. So let's take a little looky here. Where's my snake? Let's just make sure that URL is correct. Yeah, coding-badly.ngrok.io. Yeah, that looks fine. We'll play a game. We'll add it, right, and then we just hit start game.
Correct.
Are you returning application.json? I think Netlify functions does that for you. Yeah.
And it did accept the JSON. It worked for the info endpoint, right?
Yes. Oh, look, it's fine now.
Now it's working. Cool. Okay.
I wonder what changed.
Okay.
Anyway, right, we are being left.
Great. Straight into a wall. Yeah, I said earlier going left would make it run around. I do this every now and then, chat. I have this like complete brain burp where my brain goes like, the direction you return is relative to the head of the snake, and I don't know why my brain thinks that's how it works, but that's not at all relevant. It's not at all relative to which way your snake is facing. Brad, maybe that should be a new game mode. The direction is relative to which way your snake is facing.
Oh, I kind of assumed by default that was how it worked.
No, it's just always there's true left, true north. It's so absolute versus relative movement. That would be hilarious game mode. That would probably require too many changes to the engine. So anyway, sorry, go ahead.
No. So we're moving left, great. Yeah. And so now, shall we work at trying to avoid wars? I guess.
So now let's get into the chase and.
Yeah. Why don't we take a look at the event now? Let me remember how we get data from that. I think we can go. No, it is not 4 spaces, is it? It's 2. I think. I mean, why don't we just console log event and we can just take a look. So if we go to /move, right? So it's all.
Sorry.
It's all good. It's all inside of body. So event.body.
Yep.
And object, totally fine, right? So we'll go.
JavaScript.
We'll go.
Perfect. Time. So, one of the objects you're going to see in here.
Am I? What?
Stringify. JSON.stringify?
No, because I thought it came in as a string. So what I wanted to do was pass it.
What? Battlesnake official has just verified your email.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm right. I'll figure out what else I can annoy you with for convenience.
Welcome to Coding Badly, where we can't even pass our request body. When you get object, that's job. Yeah. Penelope's not wrong.
I'm sitting here like I write these I'm this close from just opening up a project.
Once again, reminder to chat that it's late for us.
What is going on? When else did I write these? Actually, I don't even know anymore. I'm actually just going to
Google
pop open an existing project.
Oh, you go.
When you get object, that's a JavaScript object. I know, not a string. So if I console log it and it's an object, and I log that to a terminal here, it should be an expanded object, just like this. So that's an object. That's great, and the value is at .body. So why does that say object? I'm just saying, what is?
Yeah, so that should be JSON stringify, right? If it's an object, we do JSON.stringify and then give it.
Yeah, but to me, it just looks like a string that says object.
String of object. Oh, I see.
So I'm just wondering how I expand that. What is going on? Right. Whatever. It's almost 10 p.m. Right, and I've been a developer for nearing 10 years, but
confident enough to look at your old code. It's fine.
Oh, I'm not even doing that. Oh, my keyboard's having issues. Oh, my keyboard is having issues. Let me just plug it in then.
In other news, the wonderful developers over at the Battlesnake team have added those tags for us. They said those tags plural should be available now. I'm not sure which. I presume it's Netlify and serverless. We'll dig in and have a look in a minute, so we can tag this snake up. We always love to be groundbreakers here and be the first to use the new environment. I was the first to add a Haskell snake to the platform, and now Kevin's the first to add a Netlify snake to the platform.
Yeah, maybe if we carry on. What is going on? I'm just.
Hugh said
we have some exceptionally talented people here in the chat, and between us, we can't work this out. Look, because if I just console log.
Well, have you tried JSON Stringify yet?
No, but I don't. I mean, we can do that, sure. Oh yeah, when I was talking about exceptionally talented people, it wasn't you, Josh. Look, yeah, we just get object. That's
okay.
That's not
so
what we
right.
want.
You've been vindicated.
Because this is what I would expect.
we've got a WAT from Penelope. We've broken Penelope.
What? I'm just about ready for sleep now.
What is an event? This is console log event. What is an event?
Well, event was this larger body. Yeah, so something is sending me the literal string, but I can't work out what it is. See, look, right here, body, object, object.
Body, object, object.
And that's before it makes it to me. So that's why I'm now a little bit confused, right? Yeah, where is the string object coming from? Fantastic question. So event contains everything to do with, the inbound request.
Right.
So we have the path, HTTP method, the headers, and so on.
Is
body? Yeah, so event is a request object. Request.body is a passed body, right? Well, right here, body is a string, object. So now I'm thinking, what? It's not this, is it? It's not that, is it? Yeah, redirect. Okay. I don't think. Oh yeah. So to the suggestion, if you curl a post request manually with a body, what comes through? We can do that. I'm using HTTP, because that's what I use on the terminal. I actually don't really use curl often enough to remember.
Who? Like,
oh.
Yeah.
Oh right, it is just that. Cool.
But like that's really, if you don't add a body, it just sending object would be really wonky behavior, surely.
Yeah, I'm a little bit yeah, we'll figure it out. Coding badly. .ngrok.io/move. And that's it. We don't need. Oh yeah, sorry. And then we send the payload like this, right?
How many devs does it take to build a curl? Command.
Oh right, is that it? Is that how you do it? Cool.
Penelope said you need single quotes.
Cool.
Oh, around the whole object. Sorry. So
also, yeah, no, I got you. Don't worry. So we can turn those back. Look, in the body here, it is test high. So that's great. Which
so just when there's no body, it's putting.
So where is the issue? Is the issue with ngrok? Is the issue with Battlesnake? Unlikely. All right. So what we'll do then is sending this to ngrok at the moment. Let's deploy this, and then let's look at the logs in Netlify.
Cool.
Yeah, it is weird, isn't it? This wasn't how I anticipated spending this evening, you know?
I mean, it wouldn't be programming if something weird
Yeah.
wasn't blocking our path. When I said that ticking off avoiding walls was optimistic, this isn't what I expected to be the problem.
No.
You want to set up a game? Cool.
Yeah. Oh, no, but you know what I want to do first? I want to change the URL of my snake again, just for the sake of testing. So how is everyone this evening? Watching us not be able to do something reasonably straightforward.
There's a lot of people here who I recognise as being new to Battlesnake, so that's exciting. I hope we're giving a really comprehensive first tutorial.
Hey, look at it like this, Penelope. Only one more work meeting.
That's a late meeting, even in your time zone.
Look at that. Right, so here it is. Oh, look at that. So the body came through great. So Perfect. Why isn't it coming through here?
So it's just so the actual case of what's happening is when you are running on ngrok and you send it a HTTP request with no body through local HTTP, it's getting a string object for some reason. So that's never going to occur in the platform, right? So we can probably just move on and ignore it.
Yeah. Cool. All right, let's crack on then. Right, so we get this body back. So I might just refer to the reference here about what comes in the request.
Yeah.
So we have game, turn, board, and new. Tell me more.
And then on the right, you can see those object definitions on the nav on the right. So So game just has, you can ignore game basically. Nothing in there is interesting. This is, we don't even want Battlesnake right now. We want board to begin with. So that's the first interesting thing. 0, 0 is bottom left, and then scroll down a little bit. So in the board object, you're going to get the height and width, which is what we're interested in right now for the purposes of avoiding the walls. So that's what we get first of all. Then you get an array of food coordinates. We'll come to that later. Hazards, don't care about that in this game mode. That's relevant in Royales. That's the hazard source, the walls that close. And then you get an array of snakes, and then those snakes are the Battlesnake objects. So that will give you an array with all the body positions. It's worth noting you will also be sent another object, which is the U object, and that just contains a Battlesnake object for your snake. So for getting parts of your snake, you don't have to go into the board at all. You can do it just straight from you. Yeah.
So what do you want to do? You basically want to know the board width and height and your position within it.
Exactly. So you want like board.width, board.height, and then you want that array of body segments. But for now, let's focus on the board width and height.
Cool. So let's just take a look back in here, because apparently this is how we have to do things now. So in this object, we have game, we have, which has rule set and timeout, turn, then we have board, which has the width and height in it.
Yeah. So we're going to want the board width and height to know how big the board is, and then we're going to want the U head X and Y property to know where our snake is.
Perfect. I'm a little bit it's annoying because our local development flow is about to be like crap. But I can figure out. Go on. Well, we can just fix this for next time.
Well, if you just grab that whole JSON blob that you just had and set up a curl request of that in it, then you can just send that to you in your local dev run, right?
Yeah.
Me and Brad have done that before. There was a long time where my function in the stream was just sitting here with a notepad full of game states and sending Brad curl requests.
That is a
Brad
yikes.
Brad would say pull, and I would send him the curl request.
That is a yikes. All right. So right, what do we want to do first? Right. So we want to grab.
Let's get that board height and width.
Yeah. So, but also ngrok should work right with real games. No, what we were experiencing was the answer's no. ngrok wasn't working.
You were still sending a request. You weren't running a game for that. That was you still sending a HTTP request.
Oh.
So yeah, so start up ngrok again and change the URL and put Battlesnake in.
Yeah.
Right, as we said, chat, we're on the struggle bus. It's 10 p.m. for Kevin.
Yeah. What's all this? That's not what my terminal. Oh, I think. How do I? Oh, it's this one, isn't it? It's this button. Yeah. Excellent. Right.
Corey, I don't think I've ever actually opened the ngrok web UI.
Only troubleshooting.
Right.
Only troubleshooting like live workshops have I ever done that. Right, there we are. Right, let's have one more go then.
And whilst you're editing your URL, you can also add your new tags.
Which are?
Netlify.
Oh, sorry, they're in that. Oh, look at that. Boom.
Serverless.
Look at that.
And Chris also added Lambda, but that's less relevant for us, I guess.
I mean, it is. It is an abstraction of Lambda. We'll throw that in there.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, maybe that's.
I don't think you can get. I mean, if it's AWS, literally every snake needs that because everything's built on top of AWS.
Cool. Alrighty then. So let's. I might just bring that up a little so we can just see the requests coming in.
Cool.
All right. So just to check, if we play a game with this, then
you should then get the correct body. You should not be getting object. If you are, then ngrok is really doing something weird.
Yeah. No. Perfect.
Great.
Nice.
AWS are big fans of Battlesnake, Penelope. They're, as you can see down there on the bottom, they are a partner. Thank you, AWS.
Right, so what are we going to do then? So we will grab
the head and the... Sorry.
And that's in board.
Board, yeah.
And
board.width.
Yeah.
That's the 2 we want.
Nice. And we'll just console log board.width and board.height. So maybe we'll do this.
Great.
What do I do? Just
no, create rematch. Play will play the game that's already happened.
Cool.
There you go. That's
what just
fine.
happened?
Well, your snake only goes left now, right?
Oh no, it's right there. 11. It's right there.
Yeah.
Cool. Excellent. Right, so we've got the board width and height.
And then let's get our head positions.
And that's at u
dot head dot
yeah.
y. Or you can just get head. Yeah.
Sorry, so that's in
so it's just
u head
dot head.
Yeah.
Or you can do u dot body 0 if you want to be silly about it, but there are no fewer than 3 different ways to get to your head in the Battlesnake move request object.
There we are, 0, 9, 3, 9,
4,
9, and so on.
And there's the essential ingredients of avoiding walls.
We might just, I think that will still work.
There you go. Perfect. Okay.
Yeah, lovely. Good stuff.
Now I need to make sure that our head isn't about to hit the bounds.
Yeah, so XY, so 0, 9 means the head is...
in the far left column. So the far left column is 0.
Sorry, I might need to look at that. I might need to look
That
at the
little
thing.
diagram. Yeah.
Yeah, coming from using like P5 in Canvas where 0 is top left, I'm struggling a bit with this.
If I recall correctly, API v0.0.0 was top left, and there was one of the changes.
Where can I find
where have you gone? Go back to the API reference, and then you want.
Oh, here we are.
Yeah.
Cool. So surely 9 is over here.
It was 9 in the Y, so it was in the left-hand column.
Oh, got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if our snake, basically, we're gonna end up with a big horrific series of if statements that says like, if X is 0, we can't go left anymore. If Y is 0, we can't go down anymore, and then vice versa, right?
Yeah. Andreas X40 asks, can I use any language for my snake, such as C#?
Yeah, you absolutely can, Andreas. So a snake is just a script running on some server, and all that Battlesnake cares about is that script sends back a direction that your snake is going to move in. How that happens doesn't matter. Doesn't even have to be a programming language, as long as something is sending something over the internet with a direction. So yes, you absolutely can use C#. And if you go to, in fact, I believe there is actually a C# starter snake. If you go to the docs, Andreas, there is a C# starter snake. So if you go to the docs, there's all these starter projects. There is a starter project in there for C#, Andreas. So you can see how it works. It's under the community starter projects.
So one way of doing this is you just like, here are all the viable options. Here are the cases where that's no longer viable. Like, pick one from what's left.
That is exactly how the starter snakes work. So the starter snakes give you an array of all of the moves, and that's what you start with. And so one way of doing this is exactly what you've got here, where whenever you encounter a situation where like, oh, we shouldn't go left anymore, you remove left from the array.
Oh,
and
right.
I'm smoking because that's like
this is a viable.
That is a way of doing it. Yeah, that's exactly how this show started.
Very good. How do we remove an item? We can just filter it out. Return where V is not.
So fancy.
Where V is not. So if X is 0, that means we're all the way up here on the left side, right?
Okay, Penelope, I have used Netcat for the... God, what was I using Netcat for? I was using Netcat when I was doing... when I was doing the NAN snake? I was using Netcat for something. Oh my God, what was that for? It was NAN. Yeah, it was when I was doing NAN. I had Netcat in my NAN snake. But Penelope, I do really want to write like a pure bash snake. Maybe would you like to do a pure bash snake?
Not bottom, it'll be down. I think that's it, right?
Yes. Filter's an interesting way of doing this, but yes.
I mean, there are loads of ways.
Board height and board width want to be -1. Because the board height and width is the board height and width is 11, but
isn't there 11
column is no, it's 10. So it's 0 indexed.
Got you.
Penelope says filter doesn't mutate in place.
So you are absolutely right. Oh God, yeah,
you just do viable options equal viable options, right?
Oh yeah, I was just thinking it's a bit long, isn't it?
But I mean, you've done it now.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Cool. Just make that a little bit harder to read for everyone. Fantastic. And then I suppose we just want to see all of the viable options. Maybe just pick one at random. It doesn't really matter at that point, does it?
Exactly. It's so funny how like you were not even starting from the starter snake, and like literally you've naturally gone down the path of the starter snake.
That's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it? So we want VO and we want something at math.random times VO Oh, that was not what I wanted to do. Dot length. Very aggressive autocorrect there. And then we'll go math.floor. I think that's how you do random in JavaScript. Cool.
Okay.
Well, we'll find out, won't we? Sooner or later.
So the problem is this.
Thanks for coming, Penelope.
Awesome. Thanks, Penelope, for being here. We will sort out a date for you to come and bash out about Battlesnake, and then we will let everyone know. Thanks for debugging live. There you go. So this can be a problem now we've now got, Kevin, is that your snake doesn't know to avoid itself. So it might be a little while before we can tell if it's avoiding the wall.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like it's not. Yeah. Just that replaying, you're just going to watch the same game over and over again. You need to read.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That was good. That was
Okay.
definitely wall avoiding.
Nice.
You know what you could do? Create a new game with a really small board. So play game.
See, I'm getting this. Look at this.
Yeah. That's a bit clearer now that it's avoiding things.
Cool.
Nice.
I mean,
so,
yeah, not a smart boy, but
when is that thing on the profile going to be ticked off now? How does that thing on the profile work? How does it know you're avoiding walls? Oh, complete the avoid walls.
programming battle to avoid walls.
Challenges.
Okay. Right.
Challenges. Oh, look at
Oh.
this. I haven't seen this before. I have seen this, but I haven't seen it in the flesh. I've seen it in screen.
Oh, hang on. Something's happened with my screenshot. Right, there it is. Cool.
So training program, avoid walls, attempt. But how does it know?
Maybe it runs a few instances. Let's find out.
Avoid walls. Is it just if you aren't killed by a wall? No.
Avoid walls.
Do we also have to avoid ourselves?
No, because that's a different challenge. Right, so challenges are new. Let's do this a little slower. So we hit avoid walls, attempt.
Oh, it says hover over the challenge.
Survive at least 100 turns and don't hit any walls.
Okay, so there's these will be ticked off after the other. Okay.
Yeah,
that's not going to happen until we avoid ourselves as well. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
They're a duo.
Yes. Avoid yourself.
So avoiding yourself is easy. And you were using filter. So you can avoid yourself with filter really easily. I reckon we can do that. What's the time? We've got 15 minutes. How are you feeling energy-wise?
Yeah, fine. Let's do this.
Okay. So we just want to do. We've got u.body is where our body is going to live, and we want to check. We want to look at all the squares around us. We want to check all the squares around us, and then check that none of our body parts are in them, basically.
Well, let's take a look. So we've got body.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's every piece where our body is. Oh, is this not basically exactly the same logic, except we're going to do it for every piece of our body?
Exactly. Yeah. So it's just going to be like either a map, like it's going to be something over that array, right?
Yeah. Cool. But
the thing is, here you need to check. So again, like if this is structured as we have an array of moves and we're ruling out those possibilities. So after it's kind of a reverse to this logic, because in this logic we're saying like our head is here, so we know we can't go left. When actually to do this, we need to do kind of the opposite, which is we need to look at each of the possibilities remaining.
Yeah.
So we need to go like, okay, the array has these things left. When
well, that's the case.
Yeah.
When we get to the end of this is the avoid walls.
Yeah.
Right, and so then we'll move on to be like avoid self.
Yeah.
So we can go over all of the pieces.
Yes. So. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we're more or less going to do the same thing, right?
Yes, more or less. The difficulty is you need to rule out all of the options, but yes.
Yeah. So So if our x, yeah, right. So for every one of these, we have to check all 4 directions, right?
Well, not necessarily all 4, because you might have already ruled some of them out.
No, so oh yes, I suppose.
But I mean, that might be premature optimization. Like, we could just do all 4.
Yeah.
So you can just say like the same thing. So you can say like 4 current.
Couldn't you do this?
Location -1.
Couldn't you do this with reduce? Maybe come back when it's not 10:15.
Yeah.
When I can remember how reduce works immediately. It's actually the one like functional JavaScript like method that I always have to look up.
Yeah. So yeah, what Brad has said is correct. So the difficult part here, if we want to do it the clever way, where like, you know, we've got an array now of reduced moves. If we only want to check the squares that are left for us to move into, the difficult part is saying we've got an array of directions, not an array of coordinates. So it's like if left is remaining in the array, we need to translate that to check the square 1 x position to the left of us. But we don't need to be that smart about it. So what
no. So for every part, we have an x and a y, right?
So part x, yeah.
I do see that. Don't worry.
Yeah, cool.
Cool. So we have an x and a y, and so oh god, really? This is not the right time to be doing this.
So
get me through it, Joe.
We want to check whether head.x. So okay, so this check for left first. So if head.x -1 equals x, we can't go left.
If head.x equals 1.
Head.x -1. If that equals x,
got you.
Then we can't go left, right? Because
the
body part that we're looking at is to our left.
Yeah, absolutely. And we can actually just, for now, it will be really ugly, but we can just keep doing these. If it isn't there, it will just return the same.
I'm not sure if it's head, and then so then if head.x +1 equals x, then remove right.
Got you.
And then we're going to do the same for head.y. Spatial reasoning at midnight.
Yeah, I know, right? So if it's -1 is equal, then we can't go down. Yeah. And here we go. Can't go up.
Yep.
Right, and then that gives us.
And then that should
whatever's left.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I think so. Let's see. Oh, you're going straight into the challenge. Bold.
I mean, it doesn't really make a difference, does it?
No. This challenge UI is nice. Very well.
Yeah, it's really, really lovely. As someone who's not seen what was there before, got to reassign V02. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brad.
Or VO. Viable options.
Yeah, why did you call it V? Oh, is it a capital O? It's not a 0.
Yeah, it's a capital O. It's not a 0.
Oh, okay.
Right. No.
No, hang on. That was moved out of bounds. So that was a wall error this time. Can you step that back one? We're not console.logging anything, are we? Can we?
Yeah, well, we can be.
Yeah, this console.log the viable moves at the end before we take them.
Do I need to retry challenge?
Yeah, so unfortunately we can't replicate the same.
That's cool. Yeah, in theory, the same thing was always going to happen, wasn't it? Left and up.
So why is up still viable?
Left and up.
So something's happening.
Oh, no. It's up.
Oh, you've got top. Okay. Chat, how come you didn't catch that? That was there for ages. Come on, chat.
Oh
my god. We've in one stream we might have made a minimum viable snake.
Why did it slow down?
So it's slowing down because the requests are still coming in. So the replay, that's a replay of the request. However, that broke. Why did that break?
Well, that last one said, there were no viable options.
That's not correct.
That's not correct.
So step. Yeah. So why does it think it can't go left there?
Yeah, because in that last one, so it said down, then 6, 0. I think we might have got some of these muddled. Yeah.
Left is x minus 1. What's x?
Where if head x minus 1 is the same as x, we can no longer go left. If it's plus, we can't go right. If y minus 1, yeah, so it's the other part's logic. Yeah. So eliminating too many moves. You need X and Y a match.
Not just either or. Well, that shouldn't matter.
Oh yeah. No.
Yeah.
That absolutely does matter, because what we're saying is if.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's
doing
anywhere.
columns and rows.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
absolutely.
this needs to be nested. So you need to check X's and then check the Y's.
Cool. We'll do the X first. So if X minus 1, yeah, actually, there are 4 different positions, so we will need 4 of these. We can do it nested, but I prefer the suggestion here. Yeah. That said, I will do this just for a little bit of an easier read here.
Yeah, because
So if
it
head
won't
X,
be directly left, so Y will equal Y.
yeah.
And
Thank you. So then we'll do the same here.
thanks for watching on your mobile, Corey.
If you need fonts changed, it's a little harder in the terminal where there's a lot going on, but just
Yeah, I
shout.
hope when you say your mobile, you mean like an iPad, and you're not trying to watch this.
I've done that. I've done like coding streams on my phone. Coming for the.
When you say you've done them, you mean you've watched them?
No, I've watched them. Yeah, no, I've not done them. All right, let's just try this, I guess.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it have been such a fluke if we completed that challenge while the logic was still broken? But that's looking a lot better now.
Yeah, perfect. Oh, yeah, I can't tell you how many times.
No.
Oh.
Wait, I did hit retry, didn't I? Because it happened in the same place, interestingly. 0 right. Bottom right.
Yeah, had empty array again. We're not currently getting console output.
Oh, we are.
Okay, it's just scrolling. Okay. Yeah, happened again. So it's still reckons.
Right, so. Right, so head X minus 1.
There's always corners as well.
Yes. So a head X minus 1.
Yeah.
And head Y. So if it's 1 to the left, it doesn't know its tail is gonna move.
Oh, of course. So it's happening when it's U-shaped. So if you go back to your game.
Yes, right. It's always the tail piece that's causing the issues here.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
this is the state. Right.
Really easy way to do that is to in your
you just nip the last one out.
Yeah. So body and then remove the end of the body.
Yeah. I think it might be pop. Remove the last element from an array and returns it. Right.
Oh no, that would.
Yeah, that's correct.
No, but it returns the last element, so that's part.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Pop. It would just be the last element. Yeah. So it's not pop. It's
I literally can't be bothered right now.
All
but tail. Look at that slice. Everyone's going slice. Look.
Yeah, just slice and then length, right?
You give it a start and an end. So the start will be 0, and the end will be
length minus 1.
Minus 2.
Oh, of course, 0. Yep.
Yeah. JS is weird. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. This is it. I have a good feeling that in just the time we have.
It survived a corner. It survived a corner.
Oh. Oh,
No,
but
that time it hit its tail.
Yeah, it hit its tail, right? So we need to check only if I'm in.
Sorry, go.
It's only if I'm in a corner. Should I be?
No, hang on, rewind that game. Rewind that game a sec.
Yeah, because.
No, because even then that shouldn't have worked because it shouldn't be ignoring the body part above it. So it isn't.
Oh, maybe it is -1.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's detecting corners.
Fly or what do they slither, my child.
Oh, look at that spinning.
My caffeinated child.
You're getting. You might starve before you get to turn 100. No. Why is there no food?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Oh, you can't starve before turn 100. You have 100 health. What am I talking about? The Battlesnake devs know what they're doing. Clown. Brad, how dare you? So yeah, you've completed the challenge, right?
Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Look at that.
So now you just need to go back and run the same snake for Avoid Yourself, and that'll be the next one.
Oh yeah, cool. Challenges. I'm having a lot of fun. This is very enjoyable. I see how these quickly. I already see how these can get wildly out of hand very quickly.
Yeah, because already you can refactor this as many times as you want.
No, but it's not even that. It's thinking about food and well, my smart child.
Rewind a sec.
Joe, I don't understand why it went straight down the bottom of the board.
So this is what I wanted to show you. So this is what I think is happening here, is your tail stays in place for a turn because you ate a food. So if you rewind it a couple of turns, you'll see what I mean. Here, you eat a food, so your tail stays in place for a turn. But that's still so far away. Yeah, because it can still go left. Why didn't it go left? It should be able to go.
Timeout suggestion.
Hang on, but you do have left there. You do have left in the console. You have left.
Here, left is the only viable way. Yeah.
Did it time out? Go back to the game and then click forward. No, that's not. That's after it's out of bounds. Koryov reckons timeout. Run it again. See what happens.
Oh, so it does all the work ahead of time?
Yes,
and then just
yes. So the minute you create, yeah, exactly.
Oh, and so that's why it was slower.
Yeah, because it was still doing the requests.
I got you. But look, responded in 6 milliseconds, 3, 4, 3. Obviously, it then has to go through Ngrok.
Yeah, and then I believe the Battlesnake servers are West Coast US, and then it still has
interesting. But yeah.
But that has stopped, and that is before 100 turns. So the tricky thing they've done in this challenge is they've introduced food because they know that's going to mess up the tail dodging logic because now your snake is growing. So rewind this a couple of turns. So.
Look, I'm already right. Well, this one was
just a bad. Yeah. That's a bad random choice where it's expecting
the red 0 milliseconds means it timed out.
Yeah.
Well, we can if this happens again, which it likely will, we'll just deploy this and give it the live URL. Yeah, right. So let's go do that. Avoids walls, maybe self.
Well, see, now the problem is because it's getting long. Because before it was easy to avoid itself because it wasn't long. Now it's getting long enough to make pockets, and so it's getting itself stuck into pockets of its own body, right?
Yeah.
So this is where we need to start being clever about how we move because we're moving randomly, so it's going to get caught into a pocket.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to suggest we have we just see if this works, and then maybe we call it.
And then next time,
Next time. Right. So avoids walls, maybe self. So we'll retry this challenge. Is this the challenge? Yeah. Maybe not. That's cool. We'll go through the challenges page. Attempt. Oh, select a Battlesnake.
Have you deleted your snake?
Oh, I hope not.
Maybe
Oh no, that snake was a
info,
good egg.
Hit refresh.
Oh, one or more Battlesnakes need to be refreshed before they can be used for games. Cool. I'd be interested in knowing what that's for. Snake metadata refresh for agitated hoover. I'd be interested in knowing. Like...
You changed the URL, so it wants to make sure it can still reach that root end.
Okay. I thought that would happen at the point I change it, but not necessarily.
Maybe it didn't happen straight away.
I mean, to be fair,
Battlesnake official said it has an error.
Cool.
I like that we've got co-pilots. Thank you for checking on the snake as we go.
All right. Shall we give this a go?
Yeah. If we're lucky and we avoid enough food. Oh, okay. We might make it by.
We did make it, but yeah, it was doomed at that point. Like there was no choice.
Yeah.
So
Go on.
So we did that. Great success. Tick. 90 minutes. Fab. So explain to me what this issue is. So every time we pick up the food, we grow by one, but the tail stays in place for one turn.
So that wasn't actually the issue. That does happen. That is an issue. But the issue here is you are, when you look at the snakes, when you look at the squares around you, right?
Yeah.
You rule out the squares immediately there, but you don't make a decision about like, so you want to survive for 100 turns, and say your snake has got long enough where the choice is move into a circle made by my body or move outside, and the circle only has 20 turns left in it, right? That's what's happening. Where like you are getting yourself stuck into corners made by your own body. So the intricacy here is because they've added food, you're getting long enough to make dangerous choices.
So this is one of those. Right, we're going down a rabbit hole where it's like, I also need to be making decisions of whether I go for food. I need food for health, but I don't want to go too quickly, or I'll become so long I become unwieldy, or I need to manage that logic.
So there's several ways of going from here, and you hit on one of them. So one of them is to limit your growth, so to avoid food. The other one is to, think more about which direction we're moving. So make sure you always move into the biggest space. Then there's like also, tiling effectively is another way of doing it. Another very popular strategy, which kind of fits into the same as avoiding food, is, so we've already spoken about like, your tail in theory always moves, right? So if you are always chasing your tail, you always have a safe path. So that's the other way of doing it, is tail chasing. So there's 4 different routes we can go to next. And I guess we could decide which route we follow next time.
Yeah. Thank you very much for this. This was really fun. I feel like we got quite a lot done in. This is good for your first Battlesnake experience. You've completed 2 challenges and ticked off 2 things on the board, albeit that last challenge, that was a lucky seed. Yeah. So next time we'll look at avoiding other snakes, possibly only, or move to finding food, or maybe we'll fix this issue before we move on to these.
Well, the finding food one, I imagine that's going to be a situation of scarcity. So that one's probably going to be easier because we're not going to have this problem of we're so long that we can kill ourselves. And then avoiding other snakes is also easy. It's kind of similar. It's interesting that these 2 challenges, as long as those 2 challenges don't also put loads of food on the board, we can delay this problem we're now having of being too long for quite a while.
Folks, Battlesnake developers are there going, little do they know.
Yeah, they know how it works. Okay, so as I said at the beginning, we're now on a monthly schedule here at Battlesnake. So next week will be a different show. We will be back sometime in July to continue this. I did say at the start that we're on a 4-week rota. I've already ruined that because I will be traveling on the day that we're meant to be next on. So stay tuned for when Coding Badly will be. But the long and short bit is every Thursday at 1 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. UTC, there will be a Battlesnake show. And next week will be another one. It'll be wonderful. Thank you so much, Kevin, for joining me today. And we'll catch up with you again next time.
Absolutely. Thank you, everyone. This was a laugh. I'll see you next time.
Bye.